Hello and welcome back to Awaken to Rise. Our next guest speaker today is Jen Torres. She is a human design reader and the host of She's a God podcast. Her journey is rooted in a deep desire to be sovereign in her life. In 2018, she experienced a Kundalini awakening that launched her onto a spiritual journey. Along her path, she found human design. This system quickly became the primary tool that she uses to navigate her soul's path. Her goal as a human design reader is to help others learn to live by their human design and anchor in their energetic blueprint so that they can navigate their journey in its highest energetic expression. She says, when we live energetically aligned according to our design, we become sovereign beings. Life becomes easier as we remove energetic blocks from years of conditioning and finally receive permission to live exactly who we are or who we came here to be. Let's see what she has to share with us today.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jen Torres, and I am a human design reader and the host of the She's a God podcast. I am thrilled to be able to be here sitting here with you today and sharing this space. I am honored and so very happy to be here with you. I was just with Patti Livingston a week ago and did a human design reading for her, and she offered me some time and space on this beautiful platform. So I am honored to be here with you. And before I jump into the masterclass portion of this video, I want to offer just a little bit of information about myself. My journey really started back in 2001. And I became pregnant actually at a very young age. I was only 15. And that sort of was my first jolt in life. My first reality check of realizing and sort of waking up to the fact that I really am in this body and this is real life and this isn't a game. And it's time to get real about life and all that comes with it, both good and bad. Now, my mom, I'll never forget at the time, she basically told me that this whole entire experience it's either going to make me or break me, is what she told me. That was her response to my confiding in her about my pregnancy. And I just remember her telling me that, and it's literally stuck with me my whole life. So my parents are, I grew up in a very lower middle class upbringing, and I knew, okay, this is either going to make me or break me in my life. And I will say that it did both. It totally did both. So I graduated from high school, went on to college, did all the things. And for the next 17 years, I really went on this path of becoming a successful mom and just doing all the things and living the American dream. Along that process, I completely destroyed my body and, which in turn affected my mind and my spirit. Actually had no spiritual connection with myself. I became totally unconscious to most of what was happening in my life. And my eating habits were terrible. So my body and my mind, I had terrible gut issues, which led to terrible brain fog and not being able to really think. Finally, when my daughter was around 17 or 18, at that time, every mom remembers the moment when they realize their kid is can do things for themselves now, and you don't have to be so involved. And I remember that moment and realizing okay, she's getting older and what I need to figure out myself now. I actually had a moment to breathe, let's say, just for a minute and kind of say, where am I? What am I actually doing with my life? I've done nothing but work super hard to provide the most perfect life for my kid, which was all that I wanted to do for her. She is my only one. And I just wanted to provide a great life for her. So I just worked really hard, like a lot of women do. And like I mentioned, completely destroyed myself in the process. And so I finally got to a point where, like I mentioned, she was old enough to kind of do her own thing and take care of herself a little bit. I didn't have to, get up and make her breakfast every morning. She was kind of doing things on her own. Had a little bit more time and space to look at myself. And I realized, wow, like my body, like my mind, my spirit, I had no connection at all to any of it. So I went on this holistic health journey. That's how it all started. And I'm like, okay, I got to get my gut health better. I was suffering from terrible brain fog. At the time, I would wake up in the morning and not feel like I could actually cognitively think until like noon, because it was just my gut health was so destroyed. So I went on this holistic health journey and eventually got into meditation in 2018, which launched me into this massive Kundalini awakening. So for a year, I was shaken awake. I wasn't just awakened gradually or anything like that. It was a shake. Something came in and just shook me awake. I actually had to hire a Kundalini coach to sort of coach me for like a year through these energetics to kind of learn again how to be in regular society. Because after such a sudden, massive awakening, like something like a Kundalini awakening is very scary, and it really throws you off and makes you actually feel like you're going crazy. So I went on that journey for about a year and kind of got myself back together, and eventually got onto the priestess path, which was a very beautiful journey for me, and has been a very beautiful journey for me. I ended up going on several pilgrimages all around the world to Egypt and Greece, and made beautiful connections with sister friends and women who I will never, ever lose connection with. And I continue to make those connections, journeying through this time and space, even now here with you. And along that path as well, I discovered human design. And I can tell you that I remember the day that I got my human design reading. I've actually gotten several now from different people. And the first reading I've ever gotten, I just remember thinking, wow, this person literally just explained to me my energy and how it feels to be in my energetic body. And this is something I would never even talk to anyone about, because why would that make sense, telling someone energetically how things felt to me to be able to do things certain ways? Just didn't kind of make sense to have these conversations, even within the spiritual community. But when I sat down and received what's called my energetic blueprint through my human design reading, that's when everything opened up for me. I was able to understand and almost receive permission to live energetically in the way that I know I was always designed to live this way. It's just that from a very young age, of course, we are conditioned to live in a very specific way. And then we have to decondition from that. And so it was this deep understanding of my specific, unique, energetic blueprint, because with every single human on the planet, their human design is different. Every single time I pull a chart, which I've done over 300 readings at this point, every time I pull a chart, it's uniquely different. So I am experiencing someone new energetically every single time. And to have this deep knowledge about myself, to know that, oh my gosh, there's actually a way that I'm designed to use my energy every single day to provide the most flow in my life, to provide the most energy in my life. This was game changing for me. So now I would love to enter into this second part of this beautiful masterclass by teaching something. It is a class after all, and I would like to provide you with some knowledge to take away. Now, the first thing I will say is many people in the spiritual community have heard of human design before. Many times they will pull their chart and sort of get like a little bit freaked out by it and kind of say like, oh my God, what is this? And I don't even know what to do with this information. So what I would like to do is, if you are someone who has, never really done anything with your human design or not even sure where to start, I would like to help you to start navigating your journey with human design. So the very first thing we're going to do right now is pull up your human design chart. And I'm going to walk you through this process right now by sharing my screen, and I'm going to pull up a random chart. And in that process of pulling up that chart, you will then know how to pull your chart online and at least begin to sort of dip your toe in the waters of human design and see if this is something that feels in alignment for you. Now, this will only take a couple of minutes, but so we're going to go ahead and take a peek here at Jovian Archive. So Jovian Archive is just one of many human design outlets out there online where you can pull your human design chart and start to learn about your design. I like to give people Jovian Archive to start because it's very easy to look at for people who aren't familiar with the system. So I'm going to go ahead and click the Get Your Free Chart. And then this is where you would go and how you would navigate it. So the first thing really here is, see here. So you would go to jovianarchive.com, which is JOV as in Victor, IAN as in Nancy, ARCHIV as in Victor, E.com, jovianarchive.com. And then of course, go ahead and click Get Your Free Chart. Now you can go ahead and put in your birth information, which since you're getting to know me anyway, I might as well do mine. So again, my name is Jen Torres, and I was born on the 26th of November, 1984. And I was born at 3:10 a.m. in the United States. And I was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's right. I'm a cheesehead. Go Packers. Go Aaron Rodgers. Okay, so now we're looking at my chart right now. So after you've pulled your chart, which by the way, is some people do not have their birth time, which I've worked with people and I have given readings to people who do not have their birth time. If you are somebody who does not have their birth time, I would invite you to still pull your chart first, get a couple of things out of the way by calling the hospital that you were born and asking if they have any information on you and see if you can get your birth time that way. Another way to do it is to talk to your close relatives that were there when you were born, and at least try to know and find out if you were born in the morning, the afternoon, or the evening. That's going to be really helpful for you as well. To at least start to figure out around what time you were born. And then I invite you to pull your human design chart and start to play around with the time. And you can put in morning. If you know you were born in the morning, try to figure out what hour, change it by the minute and see what changes in your chart. If anything changes, sometimes things can change by the minute. So I'm not saying that it's a for sure, but you can at least start to get an idea of your energy type, your strategy, and your authority. So what I want to just point out here right away, when you have your chart up and you're looking at it here, is the fact that the first things that you want to take a peek at are the first couple of things up here. The number one thing is your energy type. So there are 5 energy types in human design, and I am a manifesting generator in human design. So take note of whatever type you are. The next thing you're going to look at is your strategy. and my strategies to respond. And then you can kind of look at your authority, this fourth one down. Those are the three main things: your energy type, your strategy, and your authority. And I have emotional solar plexus authority in human design. So these are the three things I invite you to kind of look at. Now, when you first pull your chart, many people, they right away look at the body graph, right? Because it's so interesting to look at. And I would say, if you are new to the system, maybe don't take too much time over here, because you might find yourself getting a little confused and frustrated, which is my not self theme, as you can see up here, frustration. But I would invite you to just start with these three things: your type, your strategy, and your authority. Once you have that information, you could also download your chart, you can print it. Once you have that information, you can go into the online space and start to Google things like manifesting generator energy type. There's lots of beautiful resources out there online where you can start to dive into this information to give yourself a little bit of a deeper understanding about these three main things. I'm going to stop the share at this time and come back here and just say that the reason why I'm inviting you to start off this way is because Ra Aruhu, who is the founder of Human Design, said that if you just know your energy type, your strategy, and your authority, this will lay the groundwork for the rest of your design. So I invite you to start there. Just start with your strategy, your energy type, your strategy, and your authority, and start to play around in that area. What does it mean to be a manifesting generator? What does it mean to be a reflector in human design? What does it mean to have emotional authority in human design? What does it mean to have sacral authority in human design? These are lots of things you can just Google online and get lots of amazing free information on. Now, if you are somebody who, after hearing this much about human design, are interested in a reading, I am providing a very special link for everyone who is part of the Awaken to Rise community. And it's going to give you $50 off of a human design reading with me. And you should see a link provided within the posting of this video. And I also, another way that I work with people is through co-creating and collaboration. So if you are somebody who is a spiritual leader or who is leading in the spiritual space where you are connected and you have people that you are taking through different offerings that you're giving, and you want to provide them with human design, I have so many sisters and brothers that I work with in the spiritual world where I offer human design readings to the people within their containers to get them clarity on their energetic blueprint and how they are designed to navigate this very energetic space here on the planet. So lots of opportunities to co-create as well. Another way that you can work with me is through my exclusive Moon Circle subscription called Lunar Journeys. And I will try to provide a link here in this space for Lunar Journeys. But if you don't see it, then you can just find me online with Facebook or Instagram at This Is Jen Torres. So it's This Is JenTorres. And you should see some links there for Lunar Journeys. This is an exclusive Moon Circle subscription where I offer my HD transit information by the new and full moon. I am in that container with the beautiful Tamara Jean of High Vibe TV and the lovely Cheryl Darlene of Elemental.Wisdom 444, where these women offer their gifts to the Lunar Journeys Moon Circle subscription. And Tamara is a divine channeler and astrologer, and Cheryl is a divine channeler of sacred geometry, where she provides grids and beautiful sacred geometry that we can use on our altars every month and lunar cycle. So these are just a few ways that you can work with me if you are interested in diving deeper into this beautiful system called human design. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for sharing space with me today. and allowing me the space to offer this knowledge to you. Blessings.